Hello, everyone, and welcome to TPCFL Season 7, Week 4, Lions, Chiefs. My name is Meter, and I'm joined in the booth today by the founder of the TPCFL, Brian Langell. How's it going today, Langell?
Meter, I cannot wait for this game, the Lions and Chiefs. I'm excited for every game, let's be honest, but this one is going to be great. I can't wait.
The Lions, headed up by head coach John Z, on TPCFL alum, come back this year. The story of the Super Bowl, the biggest news of the TPCFL championship was his return, taking on right now Iceman Illis, the Kansas City Chiefs head coach. This is set to be an amazing matchup.
Definitely is, and it's the first time in league history that the Chiefs have faced the Lions. Not just Illist and Johnsy, the first time these two teams have ever collided.
Huge game right here. Stafford with a second handoff, this time right up the middle instead of out to the right. Picks up a couple more yards. The first time picked up 3, this time 4, setting them up currently on a 3rd and 3.
They're ahead of the chains right now. If they do 3 increments of 3, or 2 3s and a 4, they've got it. So I have faith in them right now. It looks like they're going for a pass play though. So hopefully they get someone short and cross that line and keep going. No need to bomb it all the way down the field on your first drive.
One out to the left, one in the backfield. Offensive line strong and trailing to the right side. The snap, quick throw over to the right. This one's caught, and there's a first down.
Speaking of first downs on third conversion meter, we now have the ability to track third down success rates. And I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out in this game versus how it's played out statistically throughout the history of the league.
Me as well. I know I have touted it as the biggest sleeper stat in all of sports. I don't think any professional, amateur, video game, real life, I don't think anyone looks at third down conversions the way that I do and having the impact that I believe it has.
You're the one that opened my eyes to it when you mentioned one time in post-game wrap-up that you've noticed that the winning team usually has the higher success rate on that. And since I've been noticing it, there's been a couple times where it hasn't been, but most of the time, you're right. That's exactly how it plays out.
Every rule needs an exception. That's what makes it a rule.
Indeed. Now, as it stands right now, lifetime, the Lions are 53.8% on third down conversion. So let's see how that matches up at the end of the game tonight.
How does that match up against Kansas City lifetime? I'm interested.
Kansas City, let me find them very quickly.
So we watch it run out to the left side on a little quick pitch, and a loss of yards puts them back in a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12.
The Chiefs are worst in league history at 49.3%.
Wow.
Not that there's a huge difference between, I suppose 53.8 to 49.3 is a bit of a spread when you think that the best team ever is 58.2. And that's the Seahawks with Shane's Gaming. But here we are, 3rd down, 58% chance they make this. Let's watch.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. A man just off to the left from the shotgun. The snap, dropping way back, throwing it deep, 1-on-1, and this one's intercepted. A beautiful pick, and that was a user control guy. Gets through 1 tackle, making it all the way out to the right side, spins through a 2nd tackle, jumps over a man on the ground, and steps out of bounds at the 46.
All around, amazing plays by Kansas City. Everything from the interception to making it back upfield. Great play by the Chiefs.
Mahomes takes over now. Shout out Shane's Gaming and Cobus 1984, both with hosts. Thank you for the support. Cobus seems surprised that the Chiefs are worse than the Raiders.
The Raiders actually, surprisingly, are 3rd best at third down conversions at 55.7%. But I have a theory on that.
I'm listening.
We saw historically the Raiders getting intercepted a lot on 1st and 2nd down. So they never really made it to 3rd down on a lot of occasions. So the ones that they did, they made count. But I can't really compare it to the rest of the league because they are interception heavy. And that's my theory.
Giant sack knocks him way back, a 10-yard loss. 3rd and 22 now. That is a very interesting theory. It sounds like the theory is too small a sample size.
Yes, exactly. In fact, what I'll do, if I can during this game, if not, I'll do it for our next broadcast. I'll have the total numbers of the Raiders' lifetime versus other teams and see whether or not I'm correct in the fact that it's lower.
Kansas City with a great play there over to Kelsey on the right side. Moves it forward. They needed 22 yards. They got 21 yards, 6 inches. Amazing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's pretty close. Unfortunately, in football, you need to be exact, but great try by the Chiefs because that's an incredible number.
Great try with the punt as well. It bounces about the 1 or 2 yard line. Unfortunately, as a forward bounce in through the end zone. Lions smart not to touch that one, and they will begin their drive from the 20-yard line after the interception. They're able to get a big stop.
Great play, and now Detroit takes over on their own 20-yard line, looking to avoid the interception of last time.
Handoff taken off to the left side, and some great work by the defense to shake the tackle and take him down immediately. That's a loss of 1. The Lions not having much luck on the ground so far.
Not as of yet. Not as of yet, but the game's early.
Beautiful
Great
pass
catch.
over to the right side. A little stick play is successful and moves the ball to the 26-yard line, 3rd and 4.
Third down conversion again. Here we go.
A really big opportunity here to make something happen. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Just off to the left. Stafford from the 20 takes a snap. Man coming in fast. It's a screen. Not getting the blocking he needs. It looks like if he had kept moving and thrown and Stafford had led him a little bit, maybe he would have had a little more success, but instead had to reach behind him to pick up the ball.
Unfortunately, they're punting the ball away again at this point, but yeah, it just seemed like the receiver seemed kind of locked in position for a second, waiting for that pass, and unfortunately, you can't stand still and expect to have success. You're going to get nailed. You have to constantly be moving with that ball.
This one kicked to about the 18, going to be returned. Trying to cut over to the left. There was a ton of room if he could have beaten everybody, but alas could not, and taken down at the 25-yard line with 48 seconds left here in the first.
This first quarter has blown by like incredibly fast, and yet we haven't really had any real offense because it's always 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. So what a game so far.
Mahomes
he misses the tackle.
Gets away from the sack, throws while on the run. It's caught, getting some good blocking, outrunning everybody. He's got tons of room. One guy to get past at the 15. He's knocked out of bounds.
I retract my previous statement. 82 yards on 2 passes. Yep, Mahomes has a good one.
Amazing. Wow, he turned what should have been a sack into almost a touchdown. Well done. And now from the 15, handoff, trying to push forward and taken down at the line. No gain.
No gain. But they're already in the red zone. So they've basically got 3 points in their pocket right now.
And that will end the first.
What a first quarter, Meter. What a first quarter. Defensively speaking, it has been off the charts.
Interception, 3 and out, 3 and out. Giant pass play after almost getting sacked. That's pretty much what we've seen. The run game for both teams has been completely suffocated. We'll see how that progresses here heading into the second.
Snap and here we go.
Drops back to the 25, throwing into the end zone, into the corner, swatted out of his hand before his feet can touch the ground.
Great defense by the Lions.
What an amazing play to go up into the air and swat that one out. 3rd and 11 now. Mahomes from the shotgun. Calling out to the left side. Takes the snap, dropping back to the 20, dropping back to the 25, rolling out to the right, taking off. He's got some room. There's the first down, and dives in for the touchdown.
And just like that, the Chiefs go up by a score of 6-0. That drive is absolutely clinical.
It was, and Mahomes doing what he does best. He's so dangerous with either escaping in the pocket and getting a beautiful pass off, which we saw, or taking off himself and making some offense, and a lot of times some touchdowns.
Yeah, Mahomes is great. It's almost like having an extra running back, the way that he can move on the ground.
This one
So
brought out from inside their own end zone and taken down at the 21. Not a good return.
no, not a good return at all. That's short of where they would have been if they just would have taken a knee. But I think a lot of the owners in the TPCFL want that flashy play. They want that breakthrough and get a touchdown on a kick return. And I think that's the incentive for a lot of people running it out like that. Me, I'm not that good at it, so it's very rare that I will even take that chance.
Handoff, trying to get up the middle, spinning around the back of his own guy, but taken down. A short gain, 2nd and 6. Stafford directly behind the center. Pitch out to the right side, getting some decent blocking, trying to get to the sideline and taken down at the 29. A pickup of 3. 3rd and 3 now, a 3rd and short.
3rd and 3. It's my favorite stat of the game right now. 3rd down conversions. See what happens.
Really big opportunity here for Detroit to keep this drive moving. I formation, one out to the right. Offensive line trailing and strong on the left side. Handoff, he's got the first. A lot of traffic and wasn't able to break through, but does pick up a fresh set of downs.
There we go. It's just come to my attention that I had a error in the calculation of the percentage of 3rd down conversion. So stick with me. I'm going to have that fixed here during the game, and we'll get it back online again.
You are an animal, sir. Throw to the out route on the right side, picked up, and a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 now.
2nd and 8. Again, the Lions moving down the field, but I find that they're not making huge plays like Kansas City did. They are taking it in small increments, small chunks, and that's not necessarily a bad thing.
It's not. They are doing exactly that right now. Bad throw, swatted down. He thought he had man coverage, was going for the curl route, but it ended up being zone. And he had 2 guys there preventing any sort of a pass from getting off.
So here we go again, 3rd and 8. Remember how I said a few minutes ago that Oakland was 3rd overall?
Yes.
Yeah, I was incorrect on that. Oakland is, in fact, 30th out of 32.
Okay.
That seems way more accurate.
That does make a lot more sense. I will say, though, having Seattle be number 1 does make a lot of sense. They are one of the most winningest teams in the TPCFL.
In fact, they aren't anymore. Seattle is now... Where are they? I don't even... Well, obviously they're here because all teams are listed. I'll get back to you on their ranking, but now the best team ever is the Kansas City Chiefs, who were last before.
Very
so clearly we had mistakes. Mistakes were made.
4th and 8, the Lions not able to make anything happen on that drive, and so they will punt this one away. Out of bounds, no, able to hold on to it and step back inbounds and take this forward. Beautiful, all the way to the 22. What a great return.
That was incredible. Here come the Chiefs again. Detroit's going to have to keep that defensive pressure up that they had in the first for the first 2 drives.
Mahomes handoff. Gets to the outside and picks up some decent yardage. 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3, 7 yards with the 6 yards total. So they're getting back into the positive numbers after having some issues earlier in the game.
Colbus in chat saying the best team ever is the Bears regardless of stats.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit of bias involved there.
Just a little bit. In fact, let's quickly look where the Bears are, shall we?
3rd and 3 after a failed pass attempt out to the left side.
Let's just see where the Bears would be.
From the shotgun, Mahomes takes the snap, drops back to the 20, looking, waiting, patient, throwing over the left, this time caught. He had a whole lot of room, and there's another 1st down. Mahomes 87 yards on 3 completions. One completion pretty much padded his stats for the day.
Yeah, those are incredible numbers right now. Definitely incredible numbers.
1st and 10, going for another pass, almost hit, but instead gets the ball away over the middle, and this one's caught and just breaks 100 yards now after another big one moves them to the other side of the 50-yard line.
I think Kansas City is really heating up right now, Meter. They've got everything firing on all cylinders, and Detroit's going to have to come up with an answer, and quick.
Mahomes stepping up to the line again, lateral out to the right. He's got some room, great blocking, weaving, spinning, and taken down. Possibly if he had gotten out to the edge, he would have had a little bit more room, but he was trying to go for broke, wait for his guy to catch up, but he was jogging. So he did a spin, and there were 3 Lions there waiting to pounce.
The Lions are definitely trying their best right now, which I give them full credit for. We're at the 2-minute warning, 2nd and 2. Very quickly, the Bears are 23rd overall in league history with a success rate of 46.6.
And we're talking 3rd down conversions.
Yes.
Understood. Mahomes takes the shotgun. Throwing over the middle, this one's caught.
He was wide open.
And another.
Only needed a short pass and another first down, sir.
Push to the 28. Colbus saying, the Bears are number 1 in your hearts. You know, there's no accounting for taste, Langell.
That is true. That is true. If I wanted to be the Bears, I had 3 seasons to go to Chicago, and the answer was no.
A terrible, terrible screenplay here as the intended receiver was not keeping up with all of the guys with him. Instead got caught up on the blocker, and Mahomes forced to throw this one into the ground.
But considering where they are and the time left on the clock and it was first down, you can get away with that. You can definitely get away with that.
Snap, thrown over to the right. There's another first. He's finding the gaps, and man, is he making Detroit pay.
Is he ever? Is he ever? It's almost like he's got, night vision or heat-seeking vision or whatever you want to call it. He can tell exactly where it needs to be and puts it there at a high rate of, success plays with that. So,
absolutely. Throw over the middle. This one's caught. The defense didn't even react. There's a touchdown.
I was going to say, the defense just stood there for that.
Absolutely devastating. The Lions need some motivation here as Kansas City doubles their score, extra point pending.
And this is at home, too. This is in front of their home fans. That was close.
That was unnecessarily close for a routine extra point PAT.
It's funny. We see these kickers hit 50, 55-yard field goals, but yet a PAT sometimes causes them trouble.
It can indeed. Being run out from the end zone to the 24, Detroit has not been successful with their run out so far today.
No, I still question why people are doing it. I mean, that one was close. That's 24 yards, but still.
From the shotgun, 2 to the left, 1 to the right, takes the snap, handoff, trying to get out to the right side, getting some great blocking, spinning and taken down at the 34. That's a first down.
There we go. Huge offense by the Lions on the ground, gaining a first down. No need to worry about getting to 3rd down conversion on this one. They did it in their first.
But a good job with clock management. Less than a minute left to play. Calls the timeout at 49 seconds.
Yes, definitely. Johnsey's a master at time management. We say that with a lot of owners in the league. And there's the Johnsey play right there.
Out of bounds. Goes up, gets the ball, and steps both feet out of bounds. Didn't even have a single toe in.
Okay. Well, let's just look at that again. Johnsey is amazing at usually throwing the ball to the outside and stopping the clock. That was bread and butter in his championship season run.
The zone defense picks it off, an interception again, gets back to his feet, steps forward a couple, and picks up extra yards. 1st and 10 now from the 42. Kansas City has the ball.
Oh, this has got to be demoralizing for Detroit. I mean, even get a field goal out of this, put points on the board before the half is over, and unfortunately they failed on that, barring an interception or a fumble here.
Handoff, pushing right up the middle, swallowed up by the defense, but not before picking up 8 yards.
8 yards on a first run, or first play of the drive is absolutely fantastic if you're on the offense.
Handoff again, getting out to the left, and there's a first down. 10 seconds and counting. Nobody calling a timeout here. If you're on Mixer, you got a minute and a half. We have a poll up. Who's going to win this game? Lions Chief, get your votes in now. So we take a timeout in the second by the Chiefs with 2 seconds. Look like they're going to Just settle for 3 and head into the locker room.
That's not a bad choice. That's not a bad play. And now Detroit with the timeout, hoping to ice the kicker. Let's see if it makes any effect, and it doesn't.
It does not indeed. Hard to get a guy nervous when you're winning by 14 and it's only halftime.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, if they miss that one, I mean, you always want to put points on the board, but if they miss that kick, it's not like they're, chance of not taking a lead or any closer to Detroit scoring, because Detroit hasn't even scored yet. So,
and the other big part of icing a kicker is the crowd, and this crowd has been lackluster today.
Well, they haven't really been given any reason to cheer for. We have two interceptions so far, and other than a couple first downs, they haven't really been able to put anything together in this game. Like, total offense right now is 173-40. So I understand the fans and their quietness right now. They don't know how to react to this, because usually their hometown Lions are an offensive juggernaut, and today they're more like kittens than they are lions.
That's a fair assessment. 2nd and 13 now. Kansas City has the ball, taking their time, moving it. Mahomes from the shotgun handoff, getting out to the right side, but taken down at the 21, a loss of 1.
Great defensive play again by the Lions, but we've seen Kansas City in this position numerous times, including one time where they're down by 22 yards and they came back with 21 and a half. So 3rd and 14 is not out of the range at all for Kansas City.
Throw over to the right, picked up, and another good play, moves the ball almost a half field, the 42-yard line.
This is why I'm now seeing Kansas City as one of the best teams, in fact, the best team in the league on 3rd down conversions. Because this is Illist's 2nd season, and he went 16-0 last season, and you don't go 16-0 with being able to manage the ball on 3rd down.
That's true. 2nd and 9 now. Results 50-50 split in chat on who's going to win this one. Lions Chiefs. Very interesting. A lot of people out there still have faith in the Johnsy one.
And there's no reason not to. He just needs to get on his horse and ride right now.
3rd and 1, Kansas City. Handoff, pushing towards the middle. May have been stopped. They'll give them forward momentum in the 1st.
They did. Let's
go, baby. I don't need to.
So now, almost half of the 3rd gone. This drive just chewing clock. Handoff, pushes directly through the guy, and nobody else is there to stop him. That's a touchdown, Kansas City on a run.
That's the one thing I got to give Kansas City credit for, more specifically Illist, and there are other owners that are learning to do this and taking advantage of it, is trucking with the guy with the ball. A lot of people have never done it before, but you can gain a couple extra yards, or in some cases break a tackle and be wide open after that. So I highly suggest that owners in the league pay attention to what Illist is doing and use that with your team to gain an advantage, as far as whether again, gaining a couple extra yards or breaking free and taking off. Don't take the tackle. Try to truck through it.
Detroit waves this one off, and we'll begin this drive as so many have 4 from the 25-yard line. I definitely agree. I think it's also worth noting, though, that some have a running back who may not be big enough for trucking against some of these bigger guys.
That is true. That is definitely true. But if you have the opportunity to do it, I highly recommend it.
Very dangerous throw over to the left side into double coverage. Luckily, it falls dead to the ground, incomplete. 2nd and 10 now. Detroit yet to score, with just over 3 minutes left here in the 3rd.
Time is definitely ticking away for the Lions right now.
Throw over to the right. This one's caught, and there's a first. Moves the ball to the 43-yard line.
Great throw by Stafford. The Lions here gaining some yards. Hopefully they can keep this going.
Indeed so. Handoff fake, thrown over to the left. Caught, dropped.
Oh.
The hit too much for him, not able to hold on.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Set. 280. 53 is the mic. Check.
2 to the right, 1 to the left, 1 on either side of Stafford in the shotgun, takes the snap, drop back to the 30, step forward, and this one's caught. There's a first down, a missed tackle, a juke, and moves the ball all the way to the 35. They needed that.
There they go. Now they're on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10 again. This is the Lions I expected to see in the opening drive. And we're finally getting it, but it's 3/4 of the way through the 3rd quarter.
And sacked well behind the 40, all the way back at the 45. Huge loss, 2nd and 19 now. Absolutely devastating what just happened there.
Yeah, it definitely is. Johnsy needs to regroup quickly, though. Maybe do one of those bench plays and put it all the way out to the outside and over the player. Try to gain those yards back ASAP, but apparently no, he's going over the middle. So let's see how this unfolds here.
The snap, dropping back behind half, throwing over the middle, incomplete.
Definitely a dangerous throw. Stats just popped up there. Stafford 6 for 15 now.
I do like the thought there. Pick up, half of what you need. A lot of people will go for too much when they're in that 2nd down and long. They'll try and get the first right then and there. And, I had a great mentor that once told me, you don't need that. You don't need all of it. You can get half of it, and then you have another down to make it happen. I think those are very wise words, and I like the thought process there, but the execution has been very poor on the receiving end.
I agree with everything that you're saying right now.
This throw over to the right side, swatted down. More great defense by Kansas City.
Kansas City is just like a magnet to that ball right now. Drawn to it and able to pull off great defensive plays, preventing the Lions from really advancing. And unfortunately, this has to be frustrating for the Lions' entire team right now.
It does indeed, as they punt this one away to the 20, and that does not look like a Johnsy kick to me.
No, I think that I don't know whether there's something wrong right now or Johnsy's just not into this game, but yeah, this isn't atypical. There's another
through
truck.
Everybody. He's got tons of room, tries to make a juke and is taken out at the 48, but that is a 28-yard run.
Right, and I to finish up on my previous thought there, if you're watching this game right now, Johnsy is a former champion. This is not typical of Johnsy, so don't let this discourage you from catching up more games by the Lions. This is just one of those games where nothing seems to be going right, but Johnsy's a veteran in this league. He returned this season, and he knows how to win.
The Lions, a very, very competitive team. Kansas City, much the same. So this game being 24-0 is very, very surprising to everybody involved. Even at halftime, trailing by 17, it was still a 50-50 split on fans who know these teams, not sure who's going to win.
Yeah, it's and I love that too. The support of people and voicing their opinion, we encourage that all the time here in the league. But yeah, I if you know Johnsy, it would not have been out of the realm of possibility for him to score 17 of his own starting the 3rd.
A nice slant play, picks up a first down, moves the ball to the 37 and ends the 3rd. Here it is, folks. The final 6 minutes of the game are up on the clock. Who's going to win this one? Heavily in favor of Kansas City, and unless something changes, I can't see the Lions coming back, but there is always a chance when you are dealing with a former TPCFL champion like Johnsy.
Exactly. You can never count a champion out, and you honestly, you can't really call Johnsy out what was I trying to say? You can't count him out, not call him out. But yeah, we'll see how this all plays out, but this is the most exciting football online right now, the TPCFL, and don't go anywhere.
15. Get one.
Colby points out in chat that Johnsy has had some crazy second halves in the history of him participating in the league, and it's true. We've seen him down by multiple scores and come back and win. So It may not happen tonight, but that's what I'm saying. This game is atypical of a standard John Z game.
It is indeed. The 3-point kick is up, and it's good, holding them to 3, which, the Lions defense might consider that a success right now.
I definitely would, considering the way Kansas City's been able to get into the end zone. Now, Peter, I've been watching this game, but this stat avoids me is out of my reach right now. Has Detroit made it to the red zone yet?
I don't believe so.
I don't believe they have, no. And I just want a confirmation on that. That's very surprising. That's incredibly surprising that they haven't even made it to the red zone yet.
I believe the amount of times they've even been past midway have been very limited. I can think maybe 2.
Then yeah, that's first down by the Lions. Then this stifling defense of the Chiefs, combined with John Z having an off game, is definitely causing problems for the Lions today.
It is indeed. 1 out to the right now, 2 to the left. Anderson just off to the left of Stafford. Tight end on the right side of the offensive line. The snap dropping back to the 35. Thrown over the middle. This one's caught and moved to the other side of the halfway mark. And Anderson is injured on the play. He's having trouble getting up. We'll get you a report on him as soon as we can.
Hopefully he gets back into the game relatively quickly, and we can continue. We wish the best for him. We'll get you an update as soon as we get one.
Always very hard to watch an injury happen in a blowout game for the team that's losing. That's so disappointing.
It really, really is. It causes, it's insult to injury. Look at that.
Tackles and moves the ball to the 46 and picks up the first down. Anderson with back spasms. He can return.
Meter, if it was me, I would bench him for the rest of this game. Why risk it? You're down 27-0. You're not coming back and winning. Just leave him on the bench to avoid potential injury.
I actually agree with what you're saying there, but it looks like it's not what they're going to do. They immediately give the ball right back to him, and he doesn't look too affected there. Actually, that was one of the best pickups he's had all night. 8 yards on that one.
That is impressive. I wouldn't risk it, but John Z's going for it, and it's proven to be successful for him right now. So I can't really complain.
Stafford mixing the play up. He had nobody in the backfield, all alone with 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Changed it up. Now he's equal on either side with 1 in the backfield. Takes the snap. Dropping back to the 45. Thrown over left. Almost intercepted.
Oh, that would have been a disaster.
That was very close. A very dangerous throw. The defender got in front of the receiver, got up in the air, and swatted it down. Now, well, looks kind of like that was a draw, a high snap handoff. Trying to run it and nowhere to go.
4th and 3 from the 39. If they're going to kick it, this is going to be a 50-some yard field goal. 52, I believe.
56-yard attempt.
56.
Doesn't look like he has the strength, but he's kicking it that way anyway. And it does, and he bounces off of the pylon. Bounces off of the base, not even close. I'm very surprised by that decision.
I am as well. I almost would have gone for it on 4th down. You're already at midfield. Why, just go for it. But that's got to be, that's the exclamation point on this game for the Lions. It's just nothing seems to be going right. That kick was straight down the middle, just didn't have the power to actually make it through the posts.
And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 27-0 your score. Will Detroit score? Will they be able to break this? Let's find out. We have 2 minutes to find out, and all the timeouts are on the board. Kansas City with the ball has had no trouble driving after the first quarter. 2nd and 9 now, handoff. Trying to cut over to the right, and a loss of yards, a big loss there.
That was a huge drop back.
3rd and 13 now from the 43. A good stop by Detroit, but nobody really caring about the clock right now. Kansas City just trying to get rid of as much of it as possible and end this game.
I'm surprised that he didn't go into chew the clock offense on this.
I am as well, to be honest. Looks like he's going to manually chew the clock by letting Detroit think about it. Handoff fake, coming in from the side, swatted down out of the air. Almost sacked as Mahomes gets the ball away. The dive from the receiver and not able to hold on. So we're going to see a punt here on a 4th and 13 from the 43.
Two great defensive plays there. Not only the potential sack that just came a split second shy, but then defense to block it so that Kansas City is forced to punt. Great plays by Detroit.
Colquitt has something in mind. Taking his time, punting this one away. It's to about the 10 returnable. Cutting over to the right, not able to cut back to the left and taken down at the 17. It's where Detroit will start this drive.
1:19 left on the clock. I want to see some Johnsy magic.
It would be very, very nice for this home crowd to see some points before they leave today. 1:19 and all their timeouts. Detroit has the time. Do they have the patience and skill? This one caught, steps out of bounds, and they're not going to give him the reception.
Johnsey's just having terrible luck on this. I've seen Johnsey do this, in multiple games, just use the sidelines as, additional timeouts. And tonight, he's just one step off, it seems.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Anderson just off to the left to Stafford in the shotgun. He takes the snap, drops back behind the 10, drops back to the 5, steps forward and into it. And this one way over to the right.
Oh.
Not only was he knocked out of bounds by the defense, but the ball was also dislodged with some great sandwiching by both of these guys. Could not hold on to it.
You know what they say, Meter, what goes up must come down, but they don't say the ball has to come with them.
That's a fair assessment. 3rd and 10 now. 1:10 on the dead clock from the 17-yard line. Detroit has a long way to go, but they have plenty of time as long as they're able to make these completions here, make these downs work for them.
Let's see what Johnsy has drawn up for this. Oh!
And
Did he get the ball out? He did not.
Knocked down behind the line, a loss of 7. And the clock keeps ticking. It looks like Detroit not in any sort of a hurry to snap this ball.
No, I would let it drop all the way down as long as he can before going any further. Oh, he's going for it on 4th down from his own 10-yard line.
Pretty much no reason not to at this point.
Agreed.
Snap, throw over the middle, knocked down, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Kansas City now lining up at the 10-yard line. In this case, I almost want to see sportsmanship and just see Kansas City take a knee and end this game.
If Detroit's not going to take a timeout, I would agree with you.
So it'll be interesting to see what Illis does.
It looks like he's going to run a play. No, victory formation. There's the snap, there's the knee. And as this one runs out the clock, let's talk about what's coming up. At the top of the hour, we're going to have a TPCHL, a hockey game, Beasts of the East, taking on Turbo Taco. That would be the Capitals going up against the Blues in what's sure to be a very good game. The Capitals 2-2, the Blues 1-3 technically, though they picked up where another team left off, and actually, since Turbo Taco took over, has not lost a game yet.
No, it's going to be.
Go ahead.
It's going to be very, very interesting how this plays out because we've seen what Beast can do with the Capitals. We've seen glimpses because we've only seen one game that Taco could do with the Blues. So I don't know how to call this one yet, but I'm going to be watching.
Absolutely. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We'll take a look at some stats here. 27-0 is your final score. Get your GGs in chat. And congratulations to Iceman Illist on a decisive victory against Johnsy.
That was impressive. After the first quarter meter, when he figured out how to dissect the defense, he was really unstoppable at that point.
The first was competitive. Everything else, not really so. Less than exactly 100 total yards from the Lions, passing and rushing combined. 288 from the Chiefs. Night and day, these two teams, after this game.
and average yards per play were 8 by the Chiefs and only 3 by the Lions.
Huge,
That's
huge game.
right, and that's an off game for John Z. And again, like I said it earlier, he's a former champion. He's a highly skilled player in this league. Don't use this as the example of what John Z can do, because this was an off game. And I promise you, next game, you're going to see a much different Detroit Lions.
I could not agree more. That's going to do it for us here at the TPCFL booth. We're going to jump on over to the TPCHL booth. I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream, but don't go anywhere, because we will be coming right back with some TPCHL action. Get ready for some hockey, folks. Langell, any last words for everybody watching at home?
This is absolutely incredible. The best place to catch online sports on Mixer. I'm so proud of this organization, both the hockey and the football. And we have a commentary team that is second to none in online sports. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Tell your friends, get them to watch. This is the #1 place online to catch online sports.
I could not agree more. We will see you guys in less than 10 minutes. I look forward to it. We will see you